Chill out, dickwad. Stop it! Have a nice day!
Well, we're here in my native country of Iceland for the Paradox Convention of 2013, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Showdown Effect, which for me was one of the highlights of the convention.
Definitely, and also you had a lot of fun with it. That's why we're actually bringing you from behind the camera to sit here with me, because you played it more successfully than I did, I have to say.
Well, I think a lot of people, most... No, but yes, the Showdown Effect, what a fun game. They're calling it something like a mix of Super Smash Bros. And GoldenEye.
I think it's more like these are the games that inspired us to make.
Rather
than sort of.
Yeah, they're not. They don't look like them, but it's kind of you kind of get the same feeling while playing them. You know, it's the same type of fun. You're playing with or against your friends in the different modes that they have, and actually reminded me a little bit of Mark of the Ninja that came out late last year with the kind of the stealth mechanics, with because you can't see the other players unless they're in your view. Sometimes you're running past a grate and you can just see like the footprints, and then you jump up and kill them, and of course it's your teammate. Because it's very frantic, very fast-paced, and just a bunch of fun.
Yeah. Exactly, it's that sort of hectic, adrenaline pumping sort of game, but I think the packaging is also a very appealing part of it. The sort of the 80s cheesy action movie. I don't know, I'm actually not sure that it's only 80s references in it. So
no, but it's all put in that
like
flavor of the 80s trashy kind of.
And sort of they make sort of effects that sort of are meant to look poor.
Yeah, like they said in the presentation where we were at, it's like it's not often that you make a game and then you select the shittiest explosion effect.
You can imagine, no.
Yeah.
And we should say the characters add something a little bit different, each of them as well.
Oh, definitely. They're all kind of a melt of different action icons, but they also play a bit differently because you have. You don't necessarily have, but you can select a main weapon that can be a ranged weapon, bazookas or machine guns, railguns, stuff like that. And then you have a melee weapon like a sword. Of course, you can also just select swords and go all gung-ho.
Yeah.
But and then every character has a separate special power. Like I was playing as the kind of Shaolin monk.
The older Bruce Lee.
Yeah. He mentioned like the grandfather from Gremlins or Mr. Miyagi. I kind of got the feeling of the Kung Fu master in Kill Bill a little bit, but and he has this super kick, which came very in handy when because you also have to reload and you kind of have to find a place where you can hide and heal and stuff like that. So even though it's fast-paced, you can also use the stealth as a tactic. If you can find places in the map where people normally aren't roaming. You heal up and
far
then,
away from any spawn points.
Yeah, exactly.
but what's interesting with that also is that, and that is of course something that we never really sort of meddled with, is the fact that you know your character's special ability and then you sort of select weapons to go with that, to sort of complement that, because it is sort of some players adapted their weaponry to the style they have. If they wanted to be shooting more, aiming more, they would get sort of mid-distance, long-distance.
And get like a very powerful main gun that has few bullets and you need to reload, and then you have a backup of like a machine gun with plenty of bullets when you haven't hit your target right away. And actually hitting your target can be quite difficult because it's not the normal sort of directional shooter.
No.
Because with the mouse you need to move the crosshair, the reticule around the map, and you need to be on your enemy while you're shooting, otherwise you'll miss, which I thought like when in the interview that we did, you asked him about possible controller support, and I don't really see how they can do that without eliminating this fascinating part of the game, because it is, I mean, it's easy to see where they are, but then hitting them by placing your mouse on them. It's
and also the action is just as much about avoiding as it is about and that's where that skill comes in, because you dodge, you block bullets with whatever item you have in your hand, so you're going to be more or less effective with that.
Yeah, and then you can slide around on the ground and
jump up
jump
walls.
and wall jump excessively. And the beta is out now, which has it only has one mode right now.
It's the
Showdown, which works in a way. It's a free-for-all basically.
Yeah.
But then when you get closer to the time limit, you stop respawning.
Yeah.
And then it becomes kind of
elimination.
Yeah,
last man standing.
Last man standing, and that's exactly what it's called. And then you get the slow motion effect when you finally kill that last person, and
you get
very
a bonus.
satisfying.
So it's that.
You can both be the last man standing, or you can also, you can be the winner and not the last man standing.
Exactly, because you get
it's
more points.
Based. Yeah.
So and that's sort of a traditional mode that I think everyone can get to grips to. But the team, I enjoyed the team aspect of it even more. The team elimination, just because of the intensity that brings to the situation and the team kills.
Exactly, and I mean it is the same studio that made Magica, and they have this very fun element of, even though that's a cooperative game, this of course has cooperative elements in the team. What is it called exactly? Team?
I think they called it Team Deathmatch, but it's supposed to be called.
Oh
Team Elimination.
It's a placeholder name right now. And this mode is not in the beta yet, but they said they might roll them out, the other modes, 4 in total at release. But yes, in the team mode, you need to eliminate the entire team, and every time you die, it takes longer to spawn. So it becomes this kind of chase when you've killed everybody in the other team several times, and then there's one left, and it's like half a minute or a minute that it's just one person running around. And combined with that is, of course, this friendly fire always on mechanic, where, I mean, we were at least once or twice, we were chasing the final guy, and for some reason I get snuffed out by my teammate, because he just, he wants to get it over with before they spawn, because you can see the timer running out. There's another guy coming, we need to finish this now. So that's a lot of fun, and of course very frustrating, but in a good way. It's not a punishing kind of,
No, and but perhaps even another thing that we mentioned 2 modes now. Those were the ones we were playing. Yeah. There's also asynchronous multiplayer, sort of like what you'd see in Alien versus Predator, where there's like Marines and Alien, and they have different skills. But there's or Predator and Marine, that sort of thing, that sort of dynamic. One guy is a hero, 7 henchmen that don't really have any fun abilities.
Yeah, and they spawn instantly, but they have lower powered weapons and no real skill, while the one hero is super powered basically. But as soon as he gets killed, it's kind of like King of the Hill in a way. So when you kill the hero, you become the hero, and the hero gets dropped down to henchman status again.
So there's 2 of those kind of asynchronous modes.
Yeah, they didn't really talk about the 4th one yet.
No.
So.
But it has some sort of that sort of same asynchronous tone to it, and those are the 4 ones that they're going to ship with. They're going to ship with a couple or 3 maps, I think.
Yes.
And that may not sound like much, but in typical Arrowhead fashion, their idea is to sort of expand the game post-release with content that players want to play.
Yeah, plenty of DLC.
Yeah.
And I mean, the DLC is usually based on feedback from users as well.
Exactly, and it sounded like they're basically knee-deep in planning that already, and they have lots of ideas to see.
And I mean, basically, I like I said, it was one of my highlights here at the convention. It's fun, fast. Can't wait to play it with some friends, and the art style is really nice as well.
Yes.
And I mean, it's not just that they have the characters locked down. You can also
deck them out with different costumes.
Deck them out with costumes, and you make like a Highlander theme if you like. It's yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And if you pre-order it right now, you get instant access to the beta.
Yeah.
And
so that's a good deal if you want to have that. And it's out on March 5th on Steam. So
yeah, we'll keep you posted.